Life can actually be linear when you think about it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I love that. It's like when we can think of our oscillations like that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they move around in an orbit, and they also, like if you're on an XY graph, it's up and down, forward, which is to the right for me,
Mm.
up and to the right, which metaphorically, as I work it in my life, means uh, both positives.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So, like you joined us at momentum, the cycles of momentum, expansion, contraction, and
Inhale, out there.
yeah, I'll wait for Joe here.
Other traffic too.
Good morning, Joe.
Hello. All right.
Go.
All right, Joe.
Hey,
Yes, what's
Joe.
happening?
Hi,
Beautiful
Joe.
people. Hello. Hello,
Hey, Joe,
Heinz.
how are you?
Alison and Mona. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm blessed. I
Hmm.
guess, yeah, man. Are you all right, guys?
Yeah.
Well,
Delicious.
That's what we like to hear.
But your dad daughter safely over sleighing.
Yeah, I went sledging down a hill yesterday. It was pretty good.
Yay.
I got a sledging for the new year. Yeah, man.
Get wet.
Luckily, no, I didn't. Kept pretty dry, really. Got some speeds up. Um,
You didn't wreck enough then.
but if you're talking about getting wet though, like I just literally flooded my bath.
Ooh.
But it's all right. We're blessed. It's a blessing in disguise. It's saying,
Oh.
"Pay attention, Joe. Pay attention."
Mm.
Does this go back to our last call when I was talking about when we was talking about forgetting? Or was that with the toaster? Was it the toaster or something?
Yeah, the
Yes, that's
toaster.
right.
Yeah,
Good memory.
yeah. I'm just talking about it. Just came to me. I'd forgotten about it as well. But yeah, so
Well, Joe, you're not alone. I did that yesterday too.
no way.
Yeah, I didn't. I took the popcorn bowl away from the popcorn popper for a while as I was mixing the butter in it, and I was like, "Oh, I've got two bowls here, and the popcorn is starting to pop."
All my days. Attention spanner. What happened? It's all good.
That's right. It's how do I react to it? It's like, oh, well, here, let me just put a bowl underneath of it.
Yeah.
Like you just clean up the water, huh?
It's funny, huh? I had it last week. Ripple effect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I have to calm
So,
myself down. I was afraid of not going to sleep because knowing that the water is running there and then there's no way to stop it. I couldn't go to sleep.
mm,
And I couldn't call anybody. It was 10 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
you
So
could have called Heinz. Heinz, you could have.
Yeah. You can
He'd have
call me
been
too.
there.
but it's far away.
I know. I was having a joke.
No, but yeah, so I had to calm myself down and cleaning the water and and then try to look at it in different angle and then find a solution. Yeah, stop the water from running. And wow, man, I was happy. Yeah.
You win it if you're happy.
Say it again, Joe.
If you're happy, you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so if you're not happy, then what?
You're losing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, you're not
If you're not
playing.
happy, I think on the simplest level, if you're not happy, you're thinking about what you don't want. And then if you are happy, you're thinking about what you do.
Mm, good. Good correlation.
But it's like when we're thinking about what we do want, it automatically, like, everything we don't want disappears. But we've kind of got pulled into just automatically thinking about what we don't want.
Mm.
But all we've got to ask ourselves is, I mean, what does my heart really want?
Yeah, first I was panicking, but then I got my attention back to neutral, calm down, and breathe.
Yeah, well, I suppose when I walked upstairs and the bath was overflowing, like,
Mm.
part of me was panicking. I was thinking, oh
Mm.
shit, actually it's not leaked. Normally it leaks, it's not leaked. And then I wanted to shout. I was like, Mom, flipping egg is leaking. Do you know what I mean? But she can't do it. And she's like, just mop it up. So just dealt with it. And yeah, back into neutral, jumped on the call, neutral central.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bless, man.
Yeah, it's all these exercises here by the fireside that helped me to get my focus back on neutral. Yeah, as soon as possible.
That's it. That's it. The quicker you can do it, like you're training that muscle.
Yeah.
And
You see,
before you know it, it's automatic.
yeah, we can see much more clear, by go back to focus.
Yeah, clarity, man. I
Then,
love clarity.
mhm. Then we can do something about it.
Yeah, take the action, the aligned action.
Yeah, I like what you said about the automatic, being aware of your automatic.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. But the patterns, the automatic stuff's the patterns, and the patterns are like invisible to us until pointed out.
Yeah, I was thinking yesterday that we have these automatic responses. And again, just thinking over the course of from, becoming an adult, how much of the time was on automatic
Mm.
and my actions were just deepening the grooves and reinforcing those automatic patterns over and over and over again. And not until like something happens, like somebody knocks the record player off the shelf, life knocks the record player, there's an earthquake or something,
Like,
to make the groove not groove the same groove.
Mm.
And then you become aware that you need something different or you want something different because you don't like the results. And it's like, isn't there more to life than this? And we start becoming aware of the contrast between what we want and we don't want. and the actions that we've been taking. And then I've got to do something different. But at that point, I was thinking yesterday how much of us as individuals, how much of us in the population of people that we are, many people just go back to that groove because that's all we know. We're just life will teach us or somebody will teach us. And we can go into the learning or we can avoid the learning like we don't know with our head in the sand.
Mm.
But sometimes it's nothing to go back to when you get knocked out of your groove.
Right.
There's no going back. You've gotta become aware of other options, choices. And then it's like, oh no, now that I know better, I gotta do something different. What's different? What is different? What is different? And afraid to explore the difference because we've always done the groove. What courage it takes. So I want to celebrate us all right now. All celebrate. Celebration is like a huge antidote to fear. Because just by getting on this call, we've opted that when a record player fell and the groove became something unknown and everything was an abyss, something had to change and we couldn't go back to what was. And we're different, that we chose. We chose to at least be aware and observe and even take some action, different action.
Mm.
Awareness will change your world. And that's the evolution of the world.
Mm. And so we see that our stumbling blocks become our stepping stones, hey, Sandra?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
So you got knocked out of the bird's nest, did you?
Mm.
I remember doing blue mist meditation and just the wonderful opportunity to truly imagine all things I could imagine and it be bountiful and plentiful. Bountiful and plentiful. Options and choices.
Hmm. So if you look inside, where are you? That was our that was something we worked earlier. So like if you look inside, Where are you?
Honestly, some of me on the top right quadrant. So I'll say where I am. That when I lived in a house as a young girl, and there was this subtle thing that was done when you moved. I didn't always know what was happening when it happened, but I came to know about it later. And the woman would stand at the door with the broom, looking out with all the boxes in the truck, looking back and remembering memories of things that happened in that house, the running of the children, the dinner parties, the breaking of great grandma's favorite china glass. The runner rug that greeted so many people, but was too old to come into the future. And the woman stood at the door, having swept every room, and now leaving it empty of evidence of the years that they lived in the house, and the children born, and the deaths that came, and the tragedy and celebrations, and the lonely, quiet moments, and the laughter still rang. And she stood at the door with the broom. She looked out to the future and back over her shoulder into the house. And she called out every child's name. Randy, come on, we're going. Allison, it's time to leave. Come on, Spirit Hines. Come on, Jesse and Joe and Chai. Come out. It's time to go into the future. And so the men at the truck were standing and waiting and seeing this woman's lips move, talking apparently to herself. She called the children out of the past of their spirit that knew that house so well, and she brought them out with her into the future, because it's not in the past but the future to dwell. So you ask, where am I? I'm way ahead of myself, and I'm standing right here at the threshold of the door and still calling aspects of my spirit out of the past. Come on, Cindy. You've developed in that area, in that capacity. You know that doesn't work. Or you've worked that as far as it will go and take the blessing from it and the wisdom from it and go forward. So most of me is projected out to the past just to show the shining star, the North Star, where I'm going. But I'm at the threshold, calling even as I know the last aspect of my spirit that is hooked somewhere on unforgiveness or thinking I'm not enough or not sure what the future will bring, even though I have a vision. Most of me is forward, but there's still some things hanging back. But I won't let them hold me back. I'll treasure them to remind me that I'm not living in lack. That's where I am. That's where I am. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for your answer.
Yeah, that was so beautiful.
So much more than what we did.
You're so
You were
silly.
just in your head.
Isn't it always, Jess?
Mhm.
No, I appreciate you guys. You receive me in my evolution to write more. So thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you, Sandra. Oh, you're creating perspective on a whole new level.
Yeah. I love that, the calling of the spirit
Mm.
and the different parts of our spirit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if this would have come up at another time, but what it brought up for me was how we are connected at times. I mean, we can, we can speak to everything being connected, but my experience lately was around a woman who was in my mom's group, as it were. We all had our kids at the same Montessori school, and they were all best friends to each other. There was a group of about 8 of them, I think. And there was a very tight group of 6, 2 boys, 4 girls. And the mum of the 2 boys, well, no, the mums of all those kids, put it that way, were people that I really resonated with. And I have kept in touch with one. And then through her, I would send messages for the others because I knew they always got together. So I didn't have independent communication with the others, but they were very present for me. And the one mum got killed in a car accident the day after Christmas. And it hit me so deeply, really, really, really deeply. And one of the things that I did was I didn't hear about it on the day. I heard about it 3 days later. But I've been told that when our spirit or when the body dies unexpectedly like that in an accident, the spirit is actually disorientated. And it doesn't quite know what to do, which I find so interesting. Because when you think about it, when do we get disorientated? We get disorientated when the unexpected happens in a very short period of time. So there was that awareness for me with this news. And I mean, I was so shocked. There are other reasons for that, I know. And I was the grief hit me really hard. But my attention went to, does anybody else realize that this is important? Did anybody else realize? Anyway, I mean, so I thought, well, you can't do anything about that, but you can do whatever you can do now. So I've been sitting in meditation, and I don't know, really speaking, because I don't have that subtle, that skill with subtle energies. I'm quite sure that other people would be able to feel her energy. But for me, I just held the intention of reaching out and just doing what I knew I could do, and then just using my intuition in terms of what to say. So why did I bring this up, with your story, is because that connection to her was always there for me. But I heard, I think the unexpectedness of her death brought the awareness of that connection back so deeply. And so when you were talking about the woman at the door, I was thinking about her moving, and she was moving from one realm of existence to the next. And that was the connection for me, and I have no doubt that there was a part of her spirit that was just really concerned about her boys. Really, really concerned. She was a single mom. So it's all those, I think it just brought so much awareness for me about how, and we've said this in the group before, how things are there, but we don't realize until we take our awareness to it. Over the holidays, I have a lot of awareness of people that I love all over the world, because that's what you do in the holidays. You collect and celebrate. It's the point of it, right? And I've been too ill those days of running up to Christmas, so I reached out after Christmas. And usually most people in South Africa are on holiday, they're not home, so I don't expect to hear from them. It's their time off. But I had her very much in my orbit of thought, and in my experience of people that I love.
I'm my energy is going to that spirit where it just you said something happens dramatically and the loss of life from this realm is instantaneous. It's like, so the spirit can be disoriented and and for you to be sensitive to the fact that the spirit can still be in a trauma state, wobbling like ridiculously without even knowing what a wobble is. To be sensitive to that spirit and without knowing but with intention, you help reach out and stabilize that traumatized spirit. Not much different than you're outside and a child is caught in a house, and when they run out the house and you hold them in your arms to say, it's going to be all right, it's going to be all right. That event of being in a firehouse is traumatic. It's like triple, zipple, exponential overexposure to all of the senses to react to something, and all you know is the heightened expression of fear through everything that exists about you. And as a child, to be able to run into your mother's arms, and just to say, okay, I got you, I'm holding you, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. But that spirit that traumatically, like that was an accident or something, or who's calling that spirit to say it's okay?
We know, as you say it back to me, there's a part of me that also laughs at my concern, because it's as if she's going into an empty realm, and of course she's not. But what I've learned is that it's important, and that it does make an impact when we from this realm reach out with intention and provide support. I mean, it's interesting when you look at death rituals, and the beliefs around spirits, our spirits, because with some rituals, there's a belief that you need to bury the body very quickly, because that helps the spirit to orientate itself. Otherwise, it tries to keep on going back into the body.
Yeah, that 3-day thing. Yeah.
And it's not like there's a difference between I'll say it in a hierarchy. There's a difference between the levels of consciousness that we have, because it is possible for you to become so conscious that your spirit decides to leave. Most of us don't get to that level of consciousness. Most of our spirits leave because the body dies.
Isn't that what this expansion affords us is to our spirits not to be limited to the physical in the world, not of the world. And
Yeah.
okay.
I would say for sure. And I mean, if I have to go with my logic, then I go with that death, which we experience as a huge stumbling block and heart-wrenching one, is a stepping stone to expansion. Death of the body, put it that way.
It's interesting. So I had a cousin of mine passed, and the sister that was left behind, she had they were always close. They were always close. But it came a time when he needed a kidney, and was it the kidney? She gave her organ to him.
Mm.
And she was expressing how connected they were after that.
Mm.
And I've never had that experience. The only thing I was like, okay, I know I'm close to my sister and my brother. There's a connection, but actually for a physical part of my organ to be in their body and sustaining them and what that means to my body.
Mm.
And so when he died, it took her. She said, a part of me died, yes, but a part of me really died. That transplanted part died in him. And for her to be able to express that was an evolution of awareness and recognition. Because she didn't even know what she was experiencing because it was all shrouded and wrapped up in grief like a mummy. And she was apologizing for crying. I said, no, don't worry about that. That's going to be what that is. Let that be what that is. And then I had a thought. I said, wow, to live and mourn your own death.
Oh. That's very interesting, Cinderella. Thank you for that.
Mm. Where's her spirit, soul, body now? Like, are you all here? Are you all there? Wow. Wow. But when you're different and have no reference points, that's really you how can you come to terms with something that is so amiss? They do transplants all the time, but do they allow the synergy of that energy to be at peace with itself?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And I must say, in my experience with the transplant team that I had at the hospital that I was with, there were lots of things that went wrong, of course. But the one thing that I was really so surprised and deeply grateful for was that there was a real honoring of people's spiritual paths. You know, it was talked about, space was given for the practice of it. And we don't see that often in medicine, you know, in the practice of medicine.
That part that is transplanted in a new host, becomes the living part of the new host. Yeah, I read a story many years ago about a girl that was very, very sick, and she didn't have much, much, much time to live, but she really need that transplantation. And then her father got the news that they found a heart for her, and that saved her life. But not long after the transplantation, she experienced in her dreams, that she was chased. Somebody was chasing her, and she didn't know what was it. So it kept going on for days. She saw it again, and then somebody was chasing her. And she told it to her father, and he said, "No, it's just a dream." And but she said, "No, there's something there. There's something in the dream that's telling her, trying to tell her something." But yeah, long story short, all her dreams was from the owner of the heart. It was from another girl.
Yeah.
She was raped and killed. And so this new girl, because the heart kept the memories, from what happened to the girl right before she died. She was killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just with her dream, she was able to help the police and find the one who killed the other girl.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, so the heart is got its own memory, whatever part of us, is
Yeah.
when we in the new host, we become the part of the new host, the living part.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I had very similar experiences, kind of in a kinesthetic way, Chi.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, when I think about it and all the stories that there are people that are unaware of anything that their new organ brings with it.
Mm.
They never experience anything different. But there are many stories like that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it has something to do with if it's a sudden, unexplainable death, like you said, Ella, they get out confused.
Yeah.
Or if it was more like lying in the hospital over a month on life support or whatever, and then
Yeah.
letting go.
Well, yes, but I also think even then, Heinz, it's got so much to do with the level of, I'll use the term consciousness, the level of consciousness that the donor had before they died. And when it's a living donor, as it was in my case,
Mm.
you know, where that person is in their journey at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And then how they grow from the experience of donating a part of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that, you know, it all makes a difference.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's all invisible to the eye.
Mm.
Most in life are invisible to the eye,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's
But
what
it's
we use to
visible.
look for it.
It is visible for the I am.
Ah,
Ooh, nice one.
very good, Chi.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your perspective.
You're welcome.
Mhm. Really cool talk today. I'm going to be on my way. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
You
Beautiful
too,
day.
Sindral. I'm so glad you could be with us again.
You too.
Have a pleasant day, Sandrell.
Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
stay blessed, stay blessed. Big love.
And all to you all as well. Peace and love.
Bye, Sindrell.
Thank
Love and
you.
hugs. Bye-bye.
Yo, guys, sending blessings. It's beautiful to be with you. I love you, all right?
Take
You
care,
too,
Joe.
Joe.
Bye,
Thank you.
Joe.
Have a,
Speak to you
have a
soon,
great
guys.
day,
Big love.
Joe.
You too,
Love and
Bye,
guys.
hugs.
Joe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I love Joe's thing of what did he say? Neutral station, right? it's, it's so, yeah.
So yeah, the heart has memory as well as our mind.
Mm. Mm. Very much so.
Now I have a clean home. My son is done washing the floor and doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen, and he's done a little in the bathroom. So
Wow, Heinz.
yeah, I patted him on the back and said, I'm really proud of him, and said, well, can't you tell me something else? Well, I'm responsible. Well, that is responsibility, what you're doing. It's seeing a piece of paper and not just kicking it to the side. You're actually picking it up.
Yeah.
That is being
He had
responsible.
a stage where he needs encouragement.
Yeah, but he didn't want the encouragement I gave him. He wanted something different. He wanted to know he was responsible.
Ah,
It was the words that mattered.
I'd call that empowerment, Heinz. He was looking for an affirmation of his internal, what's the word? Well, empowerment is a good word.
Yeah.
But there's another word I'm looking for. Instrumental.
Mm.
That's what he was feeling. That's what I make up, of course, that he was feeling. And he wanted a mirroring of that.
And then he said afterward, this is what I need to be able to do when I'm not feeling like doing it.
Wow. That's amazing, I think.
That's a breakthrough.
Yes.
The awareness of, well, I can do it when I have the energy for it. Well, I need to be able to do it when I don't have the energy for it.
Yeah.
Ooh. But I'm just proud that he did it.
Absolutely.
Because it might serve me, but it serves him even more.
Yes.
Oh my God, there was that. But
Well caught. I didn't even notice it.
and it serves him even more.
Good catch. Very good catch.
Because it does serve the both of us, just differently.
We all have this inner knowledge, of what has served us. We just need to put it into practice.
Mm.
Yes, T. Also very well put.
Thank you.
And that's how we expand the space we already have.
Yes.
We're on a roll right now.
Yeah, we are on a roll, Hans.
And what the category I heard was a validation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, the essence or the core of it was the validation, and then inside the inside that container was the specific words.
Mm.
Oh, it's great. Like I'd honor, like, oh, you were clear with your words. That is responsibility.
Mm.
So it's like,
Yes.
give it. Like, oh, how do I, and you do that, Heinz. It's like, how do I give that? And then you know it's not just that situation. That's the importance. It's like that is what is needed in every situation.
Wow, yes, yes.
We think the situations are different, yeah, but at the core, it's always a version of that.
Mm.
And he's still going strong by sitting in there singing and playing with his computer, trying to make some music. So he's really going all out today. He's taking out the big guns and doing everything.
Hmm?
Now I just need to make him some supper and then he'll go actually, he wants to go train also. Whoa. This is normally a 5-day procedure, what he's done in one day.
I was like, yeah, acknowledge that and know like that's a lot, right? That's a big movement. So it's like, oh, the recovery. So you can anticipate a recovery is going to be necessary.
Yeah.
You can anticipate.
And anticipate what comes to me now is make space for.
Yeah.
Because you'll know it's like, oh, you're going to be sore. It's just obvious.
Well, I hope he's gonna get past that and say, well, I also feel satisfied
Yeah,
with
there you
myself.
go. You can always lead to it, right? You can lead
Yeah.
them to it. It's like, oh, and it may not be their words, right? And you don't have to put your words into theirs. And so it's like so you'd be sitting there waiting to hear the word satisfied. Or you could be sitting there listening for their satisfaction.
Yeah. Well, I heard the words he was saying. Well, it was more like, well, so on. And I said, no, 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 you need to be happy with yourself. You did it. You said you wanted to, and you did it. And
Yes.
I praised him and gave him a lot of positive words instead of that. Well, it didn't really matter. Words.
Mm-hmm.
Positive reinforcement. Isn't that what it's called? I believe so.
What a great morning. Thank you all. Great day.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
You all have a
Evan.
pleasant day.
Thank
Yes.
you,
You too.
Alison, Heinz.
Bye
Love and
for
hugs
now.
to you.
Have a
Bye.
Bye.
wonderful day.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.